I'm dreaming. What is it? What is it? Oh, dreamers. What is our dream? Are we waking or sleeping? Angels, archangels, whirling ghosts. What is it? What is it under the snow we live in? What are we? What are we made of? Why are we here? We are wrapped in snow. In the middle of summer. So soon the snow will melt. What's left? What are we? Where do we go when we drop these mortal clothes? When we drop these earthly things, do we have wings? Why did Jimi Hendrix cry? Excuse me while I kiss the sky. What's our dream beneath our dream, the unspeakable? What's the dream? Pass all the awe in the land of Oz. Pass all the O's and all the rainbows as a place of space. It's... Who can speak it? Who can speak it? I dreamed a dream. I dream a dream. Once upon a time ago, a rhyme ago, long ago, before ago, now ago, tomorrow ago, ring around the rosy ago, far away, across the deep blue sea, no place to wait. Right here I sing, in the middle of you and me. There was, there is, and always will be the dreamer. The dreamer. What's the dream? Inside that music. What's the dream inside the poetry? Inside the stories. What do we have mercy? I'm dreaming. Once upon a time, a rhyme ago, now in the city street, a little feet, little caterpillar crawling, calling. Inside the caterpillar, there is the dreamer. Poor thing, never saw a butterfly. Crying, dreaming, screaming. Wants to kiss the sky. Screaming, excuse me. While I kiss the sky. I don't know why I want. Poor thing. No daddy, no mama. Never saw a butterfly. Like me and you, he's dreaming of something he gonna do. And then one moment, in the early bubble moment, he looked up in the sky. For the first time in his life, he saw a butterfly. Didn't know what it was. Didn't know what to call it. But he said, that's for me. Ooh. Didn't know what to say. He said, no words speaking. He began to scream. He said, have mercy! Ow! Scream like James Brown and said, have mercy! Ah! Poor thing. He ain't got the wings to go, you know. Like me and you, he dreaming, screaming. You don't know himself. He don't know himself. Marginal. A tree close by say, chill, cool it, homeboy. You don't know yourself. You don't know your destiny. You're gonna boogie up in that sky where you belong. Oh, caterpillar. He don't know the word destiny. He can't read and write to see. He don't got no dictionary, but he hears them in his head. It's dope. He made himself a little house. You call it cocoon. He called it his pad, his crib, his castle, his condo. All by himself, no daddy, no mama. He's dreaming in the dark, and he's screaming. Woke up one night, said, who can hear him? He said, He ain't got no mama, no daddy, guess what? The dreamer who dreamed of the stars, sun, the moon, day and night, the boss. Oh boy, good. Don't cry. You gonna be my beautiful butterfly with your best self. I'm the dreamer. I put the dream in you. I love you. Think I put the dream in you, I get you through hang, I'll do my thing with the key. Fly around, silly caterpillar, Uncle Diddy. I wanna boogie up the sky. Hang. I'll do my time. You work in there, do some wood shit, get the scales down there. Check in with Paul Napoli over there, give you some ideas. Bust some moves in there. So get a little Delta blues in there, I believe. Get a little bark in there. Get the F and the G string. Y'all stay on me, you know what I'm saying? Little Beethoven. Get a little Miles, sketch the space thing in. Get a little Muddy Waters in there. I mean, get your stuff together. Ready, I'll release you. Make your cosmic debut. Could you dig? Fly around, silly caterpillar. I'm so great. I wanna work. The caterpillar walked night and day. Yes, it did. One morning. It was early. In the early, bright new morning. Sun got up. She was feeling good that morning. She had a black blonde rinse. She had a golden gown on. Going her fingers on her toes and her nose. She's a gold. And she kissed the earth. She kissed that dreaming thing. What? That dreaming thing busted a move. Upside down. Breakdancer. Upside down. Backwards up in the sky. nothing like music. It's the dream inside you, really. All of us who crawl across the earth, oh darlings, do you know, when we drop this snow we're wrapped in, there's a forever thing. Who can name it? Some call it the spirit, some call it the soul, sometimes I call it the butterfly. If you can't name it, you can't see with your natural eye, it's a forever thing in you. Oh dear, once we heard this long ago, before we were born, we heard it from heaven's horn. We are like music. We are forever things with wings, no color, no name for us. You can only see it with your soul. You can only hear it in your soul. That's the true glory of the story underneath all our dreams. Under all our dreams is the dream. We came from a dreamer's horn. Everyone gone. Gotta make you weep. But here's the all once more. Name of this thing is. Who can name it? We dream. The dream is true. It's the truth underneath all the fairy tales, the religions, the make-believe. We are. Oh, so beautiful. And true. That's one dream I dream again and again. And I always cry. It's true. We're wrapped in earthly garments that melt like snow. We're like snowflakes in the summer sun. We melt, but once we drop these earthly things, we rise on wings. One more story I'm going to put with this, a concrete story that makes me cry. It's so real. Story I just tell, I tell it tonight, I go to sleep with that. All right, folks, this story is called In the Beauty of Truth. I don't want to offend anybody here. I don't want to. You said maybe you shouldn't drop. See, look. I was born, I never saw a family as poor as mine. This is true. Very poor. So poor that I was jealous of the dogs out there that we know on those bones. They have no meat. So I'm a vegetarian. I couldn't. It's a funny thing. And then I would have been glad to get some meat. I was very poor, see, I know. My father finished the 3rd grade. Couldn't read, he could barely read and write. My mother finished the 3rd grade. My grandfather was born a slave out of Alabama. So I'm a little boy. And my daddy thought it was great that I could read. This is one of my stories that makes me cry. It's so real. So when I was a little boy, my daddy would sit up with me at night and watch me and listen to me read, and he liked to hear me read. How many have had that experience? You read out loud to your daddy and explaining, how come we have rain? You know? I'm reading this stuff to him, and he loves everything I say, like I'm the wisest person. And at night, when it was cold in wintertime, we hadn't heard of electric blankets. It was cold. See, we didn't have any heat in the house. We get around that stove. That's about all you get, you know. My daddy at night would put his hands on my feet. He was a bricklayer. He rubbed my feet to make them warm. How many have had that? It's nice. You gotta have a daddy. You gotta have a daddy who's a bricklayer with no gloves, with hands like bricks. He warms your feet. You got it. You know what I mean? He put that on your feet, you see. So anyway, and then as he would go through the prayer, see. Our Father, what never, you know, the whole thing. By the time he got to the end, I was asleep. By the time he got the power and the glory. But guess what? In my sleep, I could see him there. He was shouting. No more words. After the power and the glory, we go into tongues, jumping all over, jumping around. In my sleep, I'm jumping. See? Okay. He used to embarrass me. See, went to church. He would get in church. He'd jump over the benches. He'd jump over the benches. He was like superhuman. Well, I lucked out, folks. I lucked into a place. Can I name the university? Harvard. Don't hold it against me. I was lucky. And a lot of my friends, they fell through. A lot of them went to jail. A lot of them killed and were killed, you know, but I lucked out. Guess my father's prayers. So what happened at Harvard? I used to study. Him and Dad was so proud of me.
So one night, I was up real late reading and studying, and I got this phone call. Now, when you get a phone call at night, folks, about 2 o'clock, it's generally bad news. You know, I mean, you don't want that phone call. It's my mother's voice. And it's kind of a blues, folks. It's the blues we all dread. He said, "Hey, Blue, I got some bad, what's the news, Mama?" He said, "Your dad is very sick. I think he's gonna die. He's crying for you, he wants you home." I said, "Mother, tell him to hold on because I'm gonna make a presentation in 3 days to a class. I've been given the assignment to deal with the right to life and poverty. My father was a 13th child in a family, you know, he's very poor. And I said, I want to tell him about my father, how great he is. After that class, I'll come home." She said, "Yeah, but your daddy's crying for you. Please come." I said, I'll pray for him. I'm going to get there." Well, the next night, I got this call at 2 in the morning. Guess what it was, folks? Come on, folks. No music. I'm not going to blow this thing because you can't get it. My mother said, "Your daddy's gone. He was crying for you." I said, "Oh, Mother." I said, "Mother, I'm going to be late." I said, I've got to tell him about Daddy, then I'll come home." I went to that class, folks. It's true. And I came in barefoot, and I had some slave chains that a professor had brought to class one day. Of all the things that happened in Harvard, that was the most important. A professor brought some slave chains in that his great-grandfather, I think, got when the Union Army was in Richmond, Virginia. He was a historian, and he had loaned them to me. I took those chains. I said, "People, the greatest man I ever knew died. He's a chain breaker. I'm going home to the funeral. When I get home, his body's going to be cold. But right now, it's hot. He's touching my feet with his hands, and I feel him. He's shouting, and I want to give you this man. He used to embarrass me, but I'm not ashamed. I'm going to give you the fire." And I did a thing. I could remember what my father told me, and I began to shout. I shot over that place, trying to break the chains, and I left. I said, "When I come back, the fire will be gone, most likely, but you got it." And I went home. When I got home, Mother said, "Blue, I want you to do the eulogy for my father." Listen, for such an honor, she said, "I want you to do it." So I said, "Okay, Mother, the Spirit's going to move me." So I got to this church, the St. Paul AME Zion Church. Anybody been to Cleveland? So it's one of those black churches, see, and the time I was a boy, Daddy took me there, and Daddy was in that church was the one who, when we let go, the whole church rocked. He was like the signal. When the preacher got to a certain point, he couldn't go any further, Daddy would take and jump over the bench and start shouting, and you know, it was very, to me as a kid, it was embarrassing. But at the funeral, I jumped up and shouted. I said, "Whoa, there's something in my feet, I feel fire!" And the organ was playing. I took my harmonica, I began blowing counterpoint, blues, everything, you know. And I started shouting, "Chapel!" All through that chapel, man. And I went up the yard, Harvard Yard. You know, early in the morning, there's dew on the ground, you know, and the sun. I began to shout. I did a shout out there. And the trees were shouting. So I got it all out. I got out and said, "Father, as long as I live, I'll keep that shout in me. I'll read the books, listen to the lectures, I'll study, but thank you for the fire. And Daddy, it's in me now. I'm not ashamed. It's the glory of the unspeakable. It's in my soul. I'm going to keep you there. I'm going to read, study, and get books with all the degrees I can get. I got all the degrees, and I'm living it. And I shout and dance in the prisons, the streets, hospitals, movies, classrooms, all over the world. And that's my most lucid dream. Every now and then, Daddy comes to me. It's live, it's real. I always cry. My pillow's soaking wet. That's the story of my father. Now and then I dream the story of the butterfly. 2 lucid dreams. No separation between those dreams and my life. Right now I feel some fire. Have mercy! My Daddy wants to move. Thank you so much. Where's Paul?